Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we'd like to welcome you to the International 9-Ball Open. Thank you so very much. This exclusive event is produced by Pat Fleming. Comes to you live right here in the Simonis Aramuth Arena at the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel in Norfolk, Virginia. And as is befitting the name of this event, we truly have an international field here. 27 different countries are represented this week. Everybody's trying to become the first to wear this crown and take $40,000 along with them. We'll know that in a couple of days. Before I introduce the players for this matchup, I'd like to take another opportunity to express our gratitude to three great companies, our major sponsors, Simonis, Aramuth, and Diamond. We couldn't put this event on without their support. We thank them for that, and we also thank them for what they've done for professional pool around the world. Now, go ahead, clap. They deserve it. Yeah. One more item of business here before we get underway. On behalf of Pat Fleming, the entire Accu-Stats Video Production team, and our 112 champions that have assembled here, we want to say thanks to all of you great viewers out there that have been with us so far this week, and to almost a full-packed house here again, ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, you have given so much back to this game. It's now our turn to give it something back to you. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, here we go. From Chinese Taipei, this gentleman had a third-place finish in the 2015 Qatar 9-Ball World Cup. He's sponsored by Fury Cues. Please welcome Ping-Chung. His opponent from the USA, five-time US Open 9-Ball champion, sponsored by Q-Tech, the one and only South Dakota kid, Shane Van Boening. Okay, guys, come on back for the break, if you would. The referee in charge of this match and presiding from the USA is Mr. Ricky Bryant. And I now have the pleasure to send it upstairs to Mark Wilson and a very special guest commentator, Mr. 400, John Schmidt.
What's up, pool world? Next up, Power 9-Ball opposed by Finesse 9-Ball. Shane Van Boening takes on Ping-Chung. When you have a great match, you just have to get a great analyst. Welcome aboard, John Schmidt.
Thanks, Mark. Well, Chung just won a very important lag, and table's playing very soft. I think that lag's a big shot in the match, and it's great to be here with you, Mark.
Thank you, John. Yeah, the table's playing great, no doubt about it. I don't know the soft. I think it's more the skill of these guys.
True.
Just been unreal. J.L. Chang just put a little 970 on Jason Shaw, who played over 900 himself.
And got beat, right.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
A lot of great action here. Outer matches. We got Justin Bergman playing Kevin Chang. Alex Pagulayan still battling. Kachi's out there playing Grabe. Can you imagine? I want to do every match.
Yeah, a lot of marquee matchups, and everybody that's left can win the tournament.
We've seen a lot of quality performances on this table by Shane Van Boening over the years.
Yes. To play Shane in this arena right now, he's in top form. This would be the equivalent of playing Tiger Woods. This Ping-Chung is not scared of much, but if there's anybody on earth that can intimidate him a little bit, it's Shane Van Boening. This will be very interesting to watch.
You played Ping-Chung earlier in the event too, right?
Yes, he played brilliant on me. Just played great.
Doubtful he weighs more than 90 pounds too.
Right.
But absolute killer on the pool table.
Yes, nice little guy too, very friendly, but a complete terror to deal with on the table. 4-ball was the wing ball. He's pocketed that. Here comes the 1-ball. If the 2 doesn't get introduced to the equation, that's got a nice shot, right? Oh, legal break.
Oh no, we don't say that. We say. What do we say? I have to look that up.
What do we say?
Oh, non-compliant.
Non-compliant.
We're in a PC world here. We're non-compliant people. We're informed that there are no tickets and no violations here. Anyway, Van Boening comes to the table, open layout.
Well, he can see the one. Good opening shot.
I think he's just going to cut this in the side. He's on down for the 3. But he's got a little bit of clatter, maybe clatter there, bump into the 7 or something. You got to be a little careful thinning this into the side.
This is a dream start for Shane. A chance to win the first game on a table that's breaking pretty well. And he can really put some heat on Ping-Chung right off the bat.
Good shot there to avoid all that trouble. Didn't have to get anywhere in particular for the 3.
Right. This is a tricky position. As you know, Mark, he has to come off the thin side of the 3. These are subtle little position shots. Played it pretty well. Oh, he played it perfectly.
Wow.
Nice shot.
So smooth.
I love the shirt.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Yeah, the South Dakota kid with a good start here. All from the non-compliant break.
I'll just call that the ex-wife break. Non-compliant. Perfect position. And he's in dead stroke. You're really watching somebody in the absolute height of their ability. He's playing perfect pool, ton of confidence. He knows the whole place is scared to death of him.
Yeah, you know, as years have gone by, he's not just for breaking anymore.
Oh, no.
He's got all the tools.
Yeah, he's a great player.
And 1 zip. Shane Van Boening leading. Bergman and Cheng tied up at 1.
Kachi running out. I like him. He's a nice guy. I've got to know him a little bit this week. Really just a good dude and a great player. And it's pretty funny, you know, he's got a tattoo on his neck that says perfection, and I'm going to get a tattoo when I get home that says I'm doing the best I can. And he's just a great player, though, and he's a threat to win this tournament.
Oh, for sure.
Because at this stage, I feel that everybody physically plays pretty even. It's between the ears at this point, and mental toughness, and certain players have that in spades, and he's one of them for sure.
Yeah, he played a match on this TV table earlier this week that is just befitting top tier. Could beat anybody at any time from anywhere.
Right. Great crowd tonight. A lot of interested spectators. Good to see.
Isn't it? Yeah. And this not only is the center table full, but the outer tables are full. Stands.
Well, I think pool is just a great game to watch. The colors, the clicking, the sounds, the spins. Even if you've never played pool at all, I think you'd say, man, this is a fascinating game, you know. Mm-hmm. It's visually very interesting up close. You can really see the spin on the balls, and it captivated me right off the bat. I was a kid. I thought it was amazing. I still do.
There's never been a boy walk by a pool table that didn't think I would like to be great at this.
Yeah, exactly. And here's one that ended up just that. Rack 2, Shane Van Boening. He's looking to pocket the 1 on the side.
As time has gone by, I've watched him. He'll make the 6 and the 1
Oh, wow.
the bulk of the time, and then you can imagine what happens after that.
Mm-hmm. There's the 1 right in the
6
side,
and the 6.
The 2's coming across.
Then a little something else drops in, and this is what
Yes.
this is how he distinguishes himself against other great players.
He has to really make a nice opening shot on this 2, but in his mind, this is like pocketing the 9 ball. If he makes this shot, he feels he'll get out, but pressure shot here. We'll see how he does.
We're 50 feet away from the table, but John has modulated his voice to let you guys know he's facing a 20-footer down,
Little breaking butt. Exactly. Oh, he overcut it. No. Okay. Pocket speed. Good shot.
That's how you know when you're playing well, when you almost miss.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, he smartly played it with pocket speed. Give him a little more margin for error.
Boy, this looks very testy right here.
Yeah.
Because if he has to draw to the side rail, if he goes to the side pocket, that's tough.
He's in big trouble here, Mark. Drawing to the side rail puts him right in the side pocket. He has to really manipulate the cue ball here with spin and hit. See what happens. What a shot.
Great shot. Now, right back in line, one shot later. Yeah, he gives a little grimace, but he's delighted with where he's at.
He doesn't want to do over. That worked out pretty nice.
Yeah. You guys ever let the other guy have a do-over once in a while? Maybe?
I'd be dangerous if they let me have a couple do-overs. Now, you could hit this a lot of different ways. I'm kind of a fan when I do commentary to just let the players shoot their shot, and we'll see how they do. This trying to guess all the time. They're the best players in the world. They're going to make great decisions. I'm more interested in their composure, fundamentals. What Shane does that impresses me is he really is smooth with the cue on the way back under immense pressure. He doesn't jerk the cue back quickly, which is something you teach, and I'm a firm believer in. Nice run out by Shane.
Yeah, from
Dream
the break.
start.
Yeah, from the break. The non-compliant break has led to 2 games penalty so far for Ping-Chung.
Last night I had him 2-0, Mark, and he got up and just made the long, tough one ball and ran out like he was practicing. This guy is very, very tough, and Shane knows it. He has to put him away.
Well, his brother, Kopin was the world champion one year. I think he won 2 world titles in the same year, and the only 2 matches he lost was to his brother.
Right. Yeah, this little monster can win this tournament, so Shane is going to give it his full attention.
Can you imagine him and Bergman in the finals?
Oh, the super flyweight division.
That would be good.
Yeah, really. Or him and Chohan. Well, what's cool about that is it just, it just shows that you can be, tall or short or whatever. And that's what makes pool so difficult. There's no physical advantage by being tall or short or whatever. So it's a game of skill. And here's a guy that's probably 5'6", 100 pounds. And there's people in the room that are 6'6", 250 that play world class. I find that kind of intriguing,
Yeah, that's right. I was amazed at how tall Dennis Grabe is and how well he plays, or that Kudlik also.
Right, he's tall, yes. They're all just such great players. So Shane looking for the 1 on the side.
And the Brown 7 on the wing.
He gave me a lesson at the beginning of the tournament how to do this, but I never quite got it down. He did. He actually said you got to try to cut the 1 on the side. Yeah. And
well, he made the 1 and the wing ball. Okay.
Hooked on the 2.
For the second time. Yeah, no shot. But my point is this. He can show you where to hit him. He can tell you where to hit him.
Right.
But unless you do it 2 hours a day, no one can do it like Shane Van Boening. I've seen it happen time and again. It's amazing. Yeah, this is a predicament for sure because you can't really push out effectively. He's made a couple balls.
I like him to just jump and hit the 2 full and knock it downstream and hopefully keep the cue ball near this end rail, maybe even get behind the 9.
Mm-hmm.
Good things can happen, but you can sell out and Co could run 9 racks on you. So big shot here.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're up 2 games and you're hardly up at all because you have to play it this way.
Yeah, this could lead to big trouble, or it could come out great. It came out
Wow.
great. What a shot!
That makes me want to clap here in the booth.
Yes.
That was
fantastic shot.
Very productive shot. No matter how it goes from here, it's just a good result.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think he's going to bank this 2 back to where he's standing, right where his piece of chalk is, and let the 6 ball capture the cue ball and slow it down. Takes a lot of execution here to beat the double kiss.
Yeah, that's not a great shot because it just gives Shane too many options. I think he's got to be more aggressive than that. Yeah, he can't be that passive. This is a little different level of play.
Oh, you like him to bank the 2 maybe?
Or anything but just because he's going to let Shane see it if he plays your shot. Even if you let him take it with his hand. I bet you Shane would trade him. He'd say, if you play that shot, then you can just take your hand and put the 2-ball down there, put the cue ball down there by the 6.
Well, what do you think he might do?
I think he might go bank to his left and roll it, or he might try to tuck the cue ball underneath.
Oh, boy, that'd be tough. But if anybody could do it.
Yes.
Oh, he shot it just like you said. Great call, Mark, and played position. Oh, I thought he made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. At this level, you have to figure to just play super offensive and execute well, and if the stars align, you win.
Yeah, they don't play many passive safeties here. It's kind of like one pocket. You know, if you just get through the inning, it's not really good at this level. It's okay with a bad player, not with these killers.
Yeah, true.
They just pin you up from anywhere and can kick anything. Uh-oh. Almost overcut it, but he's going to be okay. Not great, but okay.
I'm going to have to make a great shot on the 3. If he makes it, though, he's going to have decent position on the 4, so this is a big shot for him.
Don't want to steal any of Jeremy Jones' lines, but this is where he says he's just going to have to let his talent work.
Right. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is about an 80 in difficulty. I mean, he's jacked dead up in the air. You've got to really hold still and throw the cue down the line and trust it. Great shot.
And he didn't baby it. He went commitment on that shot.
That was a fantastic strike right there. I believe the 5 passes the 9, so he's going to draw back a couple feet here, maybe a foot.
If it doesn't, he might just stop then.
Right. I think it passes, though. Nice shot. Now, this will be a pretty shot. Bottom right English, draw over. You've got to avoid hooking yourself on the 8. But you're really going to get to see the big spin here.
You're also going to get to see the big smoothness here. He's not going to hit it hard. He's just going to let the spin carry it with the speed. So it's not a muscle shot. Uh-oh. Did he go too far? No.
It's close. I'll tell you, it's close. He's going to the sand wedge.
He even motioned that he didn't want to get there, too.
Well, that's, one of those things that's going to happen. That was a difficult position play, but half an inch he hooked himself by. It could cost him 5 racks here. Huge momentum shift if he misses this ball. Figured to get out, might lose the game. A lot of pressure here. Brilliant jump shot.
Gorgeous to watch.
Yes.
Just and it's all good.
That can really deflate your opponent, too. They're sitting there thinking, I'm going to get a chance here. Oh, no, it's Shane Van Boening.
All right. 3-0 is our score, Van Boening. Total control.
I vote that shirt is the coolest shirt ever. That's just the best shirt I've ever seen in a pool tournament. Nice job, Shane.
Schmidt will buy one.
Oh, yes.
Mine
won't say 5-time U.S. Open champion on it, but we got to start somewhere.
How about one time, though?
Yeah, just one time. Okay.
One time.
Yep.
There's only 25 guys that can say that.
Yeah, well, some of the best players, their wagons broke down that week. They weren't able to get here, so...
Shout out to Mark Kendall. I know he's listening in.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
your
my rock star buddy.
He's
guarantee he's tuning in. A huge fan of pool and a heck of a player himself.
And just a great guy.
Yeah, great
guy.
guy.
Fun to be around.
Yep. Yes.
I know he regrets not being here.
Yeah, he would really dig this in person. The play is mesmerizing.
Great energy, great enthusiasm in this room. If pool's going to go anywhere, it starts right here and right now. And
well, I would love to see the corporate world come here and see the enthusiasm and the interest by the people, and they'd say, "Wow, we have something here." People are fascinated by this.
By next year, Schmitty, one of us is going. Either me or Pool is moving forward. That's why. So
well, you are Pool, Mark. You are Pool.
I have dug my heels in.
Now let's see if he can pocket the 1 on the side 3 times in a row.
And let's just think about the 5 in the corner simultaneously.
He miscued.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
I think he miscued there, yes.
Yeah, I've never.
Well, yeah, he miscued. He's looking at his tip. That's going to happen sometimes.
Whoa.
And that can cost him a couple racks, although the balls are laid quite difficult.
I have to tell you, I cannot ever remember someone miscuing on the break.
Well, and that's a
Here at
product
this
of
level,
hitting. We're using so much side spin on this
Yeah, of
particular
course.
format, so he probably wouldn't do that normally. But
I could make him feel a little bit better, too, because one time when Nick Varner won 13 out of 21 pro events, he one time swung at the cue ball and missed it entirely on the break playing
Wow.
Dallas West.
Wow.
Everybody in the place, including Nick, was dead silent. Then he started to chuckle a little bit. The whole crowd started to laugh a little. Then it was uproarious, and finally he collected himself and broke and ran out. Now me, I would just want to get out of the building. I would just barely tap him, go sit down, hope you beat me fast, and let me get out of there.
Yep.
Nope, Varner.
Not Nick.
No.
Now he's in a little trouble here. I'm not sure this 4 passes except into the side pocket by his cue ball.
And he got pretty straight.
Right. He can't get down underneath this ball. I don't think. See, he had to make a nice stun shot to get there, and that was difficult.
But he accomplished it. It will go.
This will go. He's going to have to make a very good hit right here.
This kid's got all the shots, too.
Oh, he sure does.
Just like Schmidt said, a very dangerous opponent.
Well, it's one of the few sports in the world where somebody that's 103 pounds can scare you to death. This guy right here is a complete terror at pool. What a shot right there.
Now he's asking for the cue ball to be cleaned or the rack removed?
Yeah,
I'm not
rack
sure.
removed.
Okay. One of the outer tables, we are informed Alex and Beato are Hill. You also beat Paglia Lion, you little rascal. Yeah, that's a good win.
Yeah, that was a big win. That got me in the money. I was trying real hard, I can tell you that. Just like my tattoo says, I'm doing the best I can. We both played real well that match. I was proud of myself. He's a great player and one of the few players that just gets out from everywhere. And I was lucky yesterday and got by him. Hill. He just broke the balls. It doesn't look like he's got a shot. Oh, he's got a shot on the 1. No, he got hooked by the 5 ball. Oh, my goodness.
Last ball moving here is
Nice out.
Ping-Chung. Yeah, collects the game.
Nice out by Mr. Chung.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. Your opponent miscues on the break.
Mm-hmm. As he hysterically runs back to his chair.
Yeah.
He's so calm and collected. You never can tell if they're winning or losing. They're usually winning, but their body language doesn't give away much.
Big Co sitting right behind his brother.
Yep.
Cell phone in hand. He likes to go to the cell phone in between shots.
Well, to put in perspective how difficult this field was, his brother is, as good as anybody alive, and he did not even make the cut or get in the money. And I'm not using his name to,
Right.
But the list of players that didn't make the cut here you could put together like 4 winning Mosconi Cup teams with the players that didn't cash. This is the toughest 9-ball field I've ever seen by light years.
Yeah. Yeah, when you draw into this field and you draw Johnny Archer, it's not even a bad draw. That's not that bad. It can definitely be worse.
Exactly.
All right. Little Co goes to the extreme left side of the break box where he's standing. 5, the wing ball went in.
And the 1's going to come across for a shot.
Well, most importantly, it's a compliant break.
Yeah. Now this looks kind of, well, I can't quite tell if he can get on this 2 the way he wants. He has to avoid the pink 4, the 8,
right,
and then the 7 can trap him. Yeah, see, he's got his work cut out here.
No, he recognizes that the 4 or the 8 are both, one of them is in play. If you take one out, then the other one's in.
I really don't think he can get positioned reasonably. He's really going to have to do something to get on this 2 ball. The 8 is just the size of a volleyball in his mind right now. So this will be interesting to see how he works through this. Yeah, he's in trouble here, Mark, the way these are laying. The table's playing so long that even if he avoids the 4, the cue ball is probably going to hit the 8.
Do you think you can power up a topspin and warp the tangent line so it goes, or he's drawing?
I just don't know what he's going to do.
Or banking safe? Banking safe.
See, it was so difficult that he had to play a safety. And at first glance, it's like, oh, he's got a shot on the 1, no problem. But pool is just a lot more difficult than meets the eye.
And he had to shoot that 1 ball so close to the 6. But really good stuff.
Now, would you consider playing the 1-9 billiard here?
It's tough from that position, yeah.
I mean, or you just jump to hit the 1 and knock it down table. And Shane's in a tough spot here.
I know one thing, Shane would gladly, if he could just bank the 1 ball straight down the table by the 4, if he could just do that, he would be delighted, even though Ping-Chung would have a wide open look at the 1. That would still be a good result from here.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah. Horst is ahead of Niels, 6 games to 1.
Wow. Yeah, Niels just ran 5.5 racks on me, so, you know.
Horst did too. He played on this table.
They've just both playing great. Now, Shane got a pretty good result there. Pockets blocked by the 8.
Wow.
I think Ko will have to bank the 1 to his right, beat the double kiss.
Yeah, I think he'll play the 1 to his right, just like you said, but just 2-rail safety.
2-rail safe,
just drop it down on the 4, because banking it, you can't get positioned easily.
And you can hang the 1, and I agree. I think he needs to just bank this safe and come down table and put the cue ball in the little forest down there by the rack. He's one of the few players that plays with a. Oh my God!
Death from above.
I cannot believe he shot that and made it like it was just ball in hand.
Just no problem, hanger.
Just an incredible shot under pressure right there.
Can't leave me straight in.
Wow. That was such a difficult shot that we didn't even consider it.
No.
You know, I mean,
exactly.
That was like just striping a 1-iron off a bad lie or something. It was so tough. It takes a special person to be comfortable in this environment, out there in front of the crowd and the cameras against the best player in America, and to shoot at a shot like that shows comfort, and to make it shows. It's amazing to me as a competitor. You couldn't have put a gun on me to shoot that combination.
It was an off angle, and the object ball was a long ways from the pocket, and the secondary object ball was a long ways from that.
You know, and he has such a high pool IQ that he was. You know, he shot at pocket speed. It gave him a good chance, but still, if he wins this match, that will be one of the key spots right there. Needs to jump up off the rail a little bit. Nice shot.
Yeah, he might have got that.
He got so straight in.
He might have got a little pass straight in. That's the problem. Now the 9 ball enters in. He's got to really dig down, maybe short side position on the 4 with low right. And you're going to really snatch your rock.
I'm thinking he can avoid the side here. That was his first concern.
No, I'm saying short side position down. Oh, no.
He had the right. Okay, he had a better angle than we thought. And he's looking at his tip like he miscued. But, yeah, he's one of the few players that uses a Southwest, a normal pull shaft, not a low deflection shaft. I kind of find that interesting. People his age, almost all are playing with the LD stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I put a fraction of left English on this to avoid the 7 off the end rail. Nice shot. Perfectly executed. Boy, this guy is in dead stroke.
Both players.
Well, when you see these great players have 4 or 5 days on the same table, so you're going to see them at the absolute zenith of their ability. They cannot play much better than they're going to play right now. This isn't like he's right off the plane. He's in dead punch. So's Shane.
3-2 is going to be our score. If this was a judged event, I would award two games to Chung for that run out.
He should get 2 games there, yes.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, that combination was laying tough. Just a great shot. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that'd be great to watch. Oh, there's Ava and Mitch Lawrence have arrived.
Yeah, beautiful as always.
I know it.
Yeah,
I thought it was just going to be me and you looking good today, but we got some more in the crowd here.
She is definitely the striking Viking. Mitch Lawrence, the actor, her husband, nice guy. He's been in quite a few films and TV shows, so that's kind of cool to see him drop in and watch.
You know what I know about Mitch? It's kind of cool. He's the only guy I know, and I'm sure there's others in the world, but it's the only guy I know that attended Woodstock and protested the Vietnam War in D.C.
Wow.
Yeah, that was 60s stuff right there, my friend.
Yep.
I just think he's the coolest guy ever.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he was the first year of Saturday Night Live. He was on there, too.
That's right.
All right, Ping-Chung trailing 2-3.
Been an incredible match so far. Total offense, great play.
The one and the wing ball in. Here comes the two near the cue ball. Don't know what he has. He probably just spearing a combination from anywhere.
This 5-ball will double kiss. It'll double kiss in the hole, and it should trap the 2 for position. So.
No, it's out a little bit further than that. I don't think it lays like that.
Yeah, it can also double kiss away from the hole. So he's, or he could play to cut the 2 onto the 5 and make sure he makes the 5, but then you can't.
Right.
You can't trap the 2. So this is just difficult enough.
Mm-hmm. Takes a glance up here. Says, "What are you guys talking about? I got this."
You saw my last combination, didn't you?
Yeah. He's probably got an earpiece in. These are the dumbest commentators I've ever heard.
Big shot. I'm curious how he's going to play it. I think he can double kiss this ball in, but uh-oh. Little anorexic on that one.
Yeah, he was playing to cut it in.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes. Now Shane is left with a difficult cut down the rail. It looks like he can play it inside, but not really. 6 is laying bad also. This will be a tough run out for Shane. Big momentum shift to steal this game right here. Ko was shooting straight in on a combination, so Shane figured to lose the game, and he might be able to swing it around in his favor.
Is he rolling it in the side?
I think he's playing safe, Mark.
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah,
he banked it
cross-side.
cross-side and just to hit the point. Again, a gigantic momentum shift. I mean, if Shane banks that in, game over. Ko is thrilled to be back at the table here with the chance to tie up the match. He's got issues here with the side pocket.
There's another point to that too, that Shane, the safety is not strong enough for these guys, so you just got to sometimes
have to just
go.
make everything right. It's going to be a slugfest between these two. They both look like they're in the mood to shoot. Got his work cut out here. The side pocket is really going to make it difficult to play position for the 3. He had to hit that with inside English, drag down underneath the 3. Nice shot. He might roll forward here if he can and bump the 6.
I don't think from here because he's so close to it.
Right,
It's too dangerous.
Too dangerous.
He's a very heady player, though. He will definitely have something in mind, and that's what he's weighing up right now. Did you see J.L. Chang play this last match over here? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, everything. He just did everything right.
970?
Yeah, 970.
Just smothered Jason Shaw, and Shaw played over 900.
Right.
I've never seen anything like it.
Well, this will be quite interesting to see what he does with the 6th ball.
Oh, I think he's going to send the cue ball right in there. Oh, no, he's looking at just gliding down. Just thin it down and just play speed. The good thing with that is that unless you overhit it, you're not going to hook yourself. You might not like your shot, but you still have a chance to defend yourself.
Right.
And if he falls just right, he can get
He
it
can
to the
make it
side.
aside. Yes. He's going to kind of roll down on top of it.
But he's
He's landed just about perfect for the combination. At pocket speed, a top player will make this combination a little bit better in half the time. He'll follow the cue ball forward, let the 6 fall over to the right pocket. Big shot for him here. This is to tie the match.
wow.
Brilliantly executed. The combinations are just much harder than they look.
And we're all tied up. And it's pretty much been Little Co since the miscue on the break. That was kind of the tipping point, but Little Co has fired in a couple of dandy combination shots.
They're both playing brilliant pool.
929, 897.
Here we go, game 7. Tied 3-3. Have to give the edge to Ping-Chung from here. He's breaking in a race to 8 from here. And the table's playing magnificent. New cloth, clean balls, dry air. So these players are going to be able to play their top speed and really put on a show. And so far, they have. Not to say that the table's easy, it's just the table plays great, and it's allowing the best players to look like the best players in the world. And for me, it's fun to see. Tables that are real tight and play impossible, it handcuffs their ability. It's really not as fun to watch. This is exciting, a lot of pressure, because you know if you make a mistake, somebody can run some racks on you. Wow. Oh, I thought he scratched.
Little Co has made the wing ball and the one ball every time.
He's got a great break, but he got hooked. Pretty unfortunate. Can't see the 2.
He grabbed his playing cue, but it almost seems like he needed to grab his jump cue.
Right. I'm for sure he'll jump this too and try to stick the cue ball. Yeah, he's going to jump this. He might even try to cut it in and let the cue ball go.
Just a little worried about jumping the table because
Right. When you jump to a half a ball, it doesn't absorb the speed off the cue ball, and the cue ball bounces off the table. And that's a risk that this just takes good execution. The cue ball has to be landing just right. It's a feel thing here. Well, not quite sure if he was trying to make it or hold it, but
I think he was trying to hit it thick, and I don't think he was trying to make it.
Right. Well, he was reaching across his body. That was a hard thing for him to even reach that shot. So Shane, I think Shane will just float forward here and play the 3 in the side. That way you can pocket speed the 2 in. Shane's a very smart player. He's going to shoot the right shot to give him the best advantage. Now he went ahead and punched it in. Nicely executed. Has to land correct on the 4 here to get to the 5, but it only goes in the bottom left-hand pocket. So he's not out of the woods yet. See how he lands on the 4. He needs a little angle. Okay, he can come across one rail. Nice shot. That was nicely done. That's very easy to just get sloppy and get straight in there when your touch is off or you're feeling the nerves. You know, the best players just always have that little angle that they need. Beautiful speed control.
Just
Touch
floats it
of a
right
surgeon,
in there.
right. Just brilliant touch. Nicely done. Held a 1-inch angle to go to the 8. Huge momentum shift there. Ko got hooked off the brake, and Shane stole the game
Right.
and executed that run out perfectly. Very impressive so far.
And America's Big Horse reassumes
Yes.
the lead here. 4-3.
Yes,
Captain America.
he is the big horse. He is a thoroughbred, and I'm a donkey they pet at birthday parties.
Well,
Justin's hanging tough. Justin Bergman, buddy of mine. I just love his game, and he's just a good dude, too. He's just
He
a
is.
likable little dude. Even when he beats you 11-1, he makes you like it. He's 3-3, looking to go ahead 4-3. Playing a great player in Kevin Chang, former winner of this event.
Justin he's just an absolute killer.
Oh, he's another 105-pound terror.
He's one of those unassuming, you're
Yes.
thinking, well, he just plays okay.
Oh,
he's
no.
pretty good.
Right. No, I've known he's an alien for 20 years. I've known how good he's played for a long time.
Oh, my goodness. So passionate about the sport, too.
Yep.
And, you know, beyond being a good player, he's just a great person, even if he couldn't play.
Right. I think the first words he ever said was tails. He just has been a great player since he was a little tiny kid.
Yeah, Holman played almost perfect against him, and he beat him 11-6.
Yeah, just had
Little Torsten Holman,
yeah.
5 world championships.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Justin, great player. So here we go. Game 8. Shane with a 1-game lead. That's a big lead at this stage.
And 6 balls a wing ball, both of them making the wing and the 1 ball. Nobody else this week has been doing it.
Right.
Not both.
They're both hitting it in the right spot and at the right speed with the right spin. Oh, okay. He got fortunate to not scratch. A 6 saved him, and he has to let the cue ball go with this format because you're cut breaking.
Yeah, he knows he missed the break the way he wanted to hit it.
In case the viewers at home haven't noticed, they're racking the 9 on the spot, so making the corner balls nearly impossible unless you cut break. So that's why you'll see the players cut the break and let the cue ball run wild. At first glance, you'd think, what are they doing, letting the cue ball go? But
And then with the break box, too, that
right.
further diminishes that.
right, and they're doing that so that you can't play shape on the 1 so routinely. Well, he's got a chance. He's got a tough shot here. This should carry position on the 3. He's got to kill this with some bottom left.
Oh, yeah, he loves this.
He loves this shot. This looks like ball in hand to him. He's in dead stroke. Nice shot. And a fraction more thin on the 3 than he wants. Now he has to deal with the cue ball getting away from him a little bit. What do you like here, Mark? Would you? You could possibly. No, he's going to draw above it. Wow. I don't
You were
know.
thinking maybe bump the
just
4?
nudge into it, push it to the end
that's
rail,
it.
but nicely executed there.
That was a half of an 8
Right.
iron or something.
That's
weird.
right. That was a tougher shot than it looked. Now he wants to get off the rail for the 5 and angle. This is not just a hit it down there anywhere type thing. He's trying to land just right.
2 cushions.
And that's perfect. He's going to get a little angle and a little off the. He might have got more straight in than he wanted. I think he can hit this with inside English and go 2 rails. He's going to have to avoid the brown 7 and the scratch.
Boy,
This has his full attention, I promise you.
I would think he would dig down and
and draw. Okay,
left.
I would too if he can, because you're playing to a right. Good call there, Mark. He's playing to a big position this way. Oh, nice stroke.
Oh, plenty of giddy up on that one.
That was gorgeous.
You know what my last thought would have been there? God, I hope I don't miscue.
Right, I hope I don't hit the guy in the front row there, exactly. Now, this will be a cool-looking shot. He might have to let this cue ball go around the table 3 rails with middle right English. Nice.
That's perfect.
That was well done.
Yeah.
We all have that one friend at home that'll convince us they played like this back in college, but they didn't.
Yes, I don't think so. Big Horse with his
Yep.
second break and run out of the match. Nice time. He's a little dissatisfied. It wasn't as clean as he likes it.
Right. No, he's playing fantastic, executing great.
Yeah. Both players over 900, Schmidt. Look at that.
Right.
933 for Big Horse, Shane Van Boening.
Yeah.
903 for Little Co. Yep. 2 games is not a big lead with great talent like this.
Right.
It's more just 1 inning at the table, as you can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just 2 killers in their absolute prime of their life. They're healthy, they're young, playing great, ton of confidence. These are this is as close to a robot as you're going to see playing pool. You just cannot execute much better than these 2 are right now.
Shane breaking, leading 5.
Shane goes to the extreme right edge of the break box as he faces the table. 3 balls to wing ball. Well, the wing ball went in. Here comes the 1.
And here comes the 1. A little thin. 2 ball lays tough. He can draw. You know what? He might be able to bump into the 2
Yeah.
and chip it off the rail.
It's
He's in the driver's seat. With Shane, you know, I mean, Co's just thinking, I hope he doesn't run the set out
No,
on
exactly.
me. I mean, because Shane's playing so good.
going to be like a UPS.
Yeah,
package
he's
delivery.
gonna FedEx a package to Co right here. Yep. Oh, he's drawn above the 2 and playing shape on it. Okay. Oh, no, he did chip it off the rail perfectly, too. Nice
Look at
shot.
That makes life a
Nice shot,
whole lot
yes.
easier for Shane.
Yes.
A little finesse play. Took a page right out of Co's book there.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Gorgeous diamond table. Just absolutely beautiful. Level. Plays great.
I didn't tell you, I stopped by the Diamond Factory for a factory tour on the way out here. It was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
You would love it. It's 27,000 square feet, and it's just amazing what they have there.
Oh, it is.
Makes you.
Well, I love the Facebook meme where it says she asked for a diamond, and it shows, you know, a diamond pool table.
Yes.
Now this is a little tricky. You can either punch this or follow it with middle left. Nice shot, perfectly executed. He wants just a little angle. Got it. Master class right here. The stuff of legends to get up there in this arena against a player like Mr. Chung and play this level is why he is a living legend in our sport.
When it absolutely positively has to be delivered overnight.
Yes. Yes.
Second break and run out of the row. 3 for the match. 6-3. Shane Van Boening. Co can do nothing but get prepared for his next opportunity
right.
at the table. That's all.
That's all he can do.
And you expect that. You don't come to this match and say, geez, I hope Shane doesn't run out.
Right. Yeah, and Co's really done nothing wrong. Just the balls, you know, are going to let you have shots when they feel like it. So all you can do is be positive and wait for your next opportunity.
Probably about his worst shot was when he jumped the ball trying to play safe and didn't quite get
And
safe.
maybe, yeah.
Right?
And that's, you know.
That's iffy. I don't
Yeah.
even call that an error.
No, I wouldn't qualify that as an error. He hit the ball. It was a jump shot. He did well just to jump it because he was really across his body. But a lot of pressure on him now. A 6-3 lead, even though it's not the end of the world for Ko. That's a lead. That's a lead.
Well, the reason that it's pressure is that the other guy's not going to beat himself. So that means you got to jump up there and do something extraordinary.
Right.
It's not like you're going to get a couple of cheapies in there.
Right.
All right, here we go. 6 balls his wing ball this time.
Shane Boening breaking.
Like John mentioned, his cue ball gets hot because he's cut breaking. So little Ko's got that to root for. That's about it. Wing ball's in. Cue ball's down table. Here comes the 1.
Okay, Shane's going to have the first. Well, he does have a shot. It's quite difficult. When you're up 6-3, though, you might shoot at this, but
always when I'm up like this, I'm looking at that 3 ball. I'll just try to get that cue ball up there.
Exactly.
But Shane knows that if he can possibly continue to maintain control of the table, that's the key to just defanging.
Yes.
Little Ko.
Now there's one safety here that's laying pretty easy. He is going to shoot. You know what he might do? He might just jack up and try to punch us in and then accept the cut on the 2 ball. But that makes pocketing this ball so difficult because you're jacked up in the air.
It doesn't look like he's even an inch off the rail, so punching, holy moly, that means you really got to elevate. He might, he's punching it over to the 3, is what I think.
Yeah, he might just be playing a full-blown safety here.
Yeah, that's what I think. He's measuring it for sure.
I like the safety. When you have a guy down 6-3, I want him to come to the table and have to do something special. And, sometimes you can get them broke down a little bit and make them come to the table and shoot a tough shot.
He recognizes the safety's not easy either, so I guess he's just going to go.
Oh, he shot it just right in the pocket.
Oh, my goodness.
He got unlucky and lucky. Now, the 3 ball tied up against the 5, but it's kind of a dead combination. The problem with this shot is obviously you're on the rail, back cutting, and you need a touch of inside English to avoid scratching or hitting the 4. So he's got his work cut out here. Oh, he might be spinning up for the 3 in the side mark.
Yeah, he might just go for
this so good.
Yeah.
Well, a little unfortunate there, but
a little, real unfortunate.
Nice shot to pocket the 2, though.
If he nicks at the either side of that, he has something. This is actually the trickiest place he could have fallen.
Well, Ko's not going to like this much. He's going to be down on the end rail behind the 9. Oh, well,
he hit it thinner than he thought. Yeah.
This might go down the rail.
No, yeah, it definitely goes down the rail.
But a very difficult shot.
Ko, timeout.
5 minutes.
He's going to go watch YouTube on how to pocket this shot.
We'll be back in just a moment. All right, everybody, we're back.
Now, this is a tough shot here, and if it's frozen to the rail, Ko has to hit this with... He doesn't have to hit it with inside English, but you'll make it more often, but then your cue ball will run upstream, so if he tries to play position on the 4 on the side, you risk missing the 3 because you have to hit it with bottom right. Oh, he does look like he's putting bottom right on it. This brings the level of difficulty way up on the shot. This takes a lot of courage to shoot. Yeah, he knows it too. See, he's seeing that it's frozen. He doesn't want to use right English, but he has to play shape. And that's why he missed it. But to play position, well, he got a little fortunate. Look at this. Shane has to go rail first to make the 3 mark.
And the 3 is not hanging at all. You can miss the 3 entirely. Right. You can hang it up or bump it around. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Shane's using the mirror system where you measure the distance from the rail and then come out and mirror that distance. But with new cloth, you have to back the cue ball up about a ½ an inch because it's going to slide long. This is a very difficult shot. Oh, he hit it great. Boy, he hit it great.
He really
now,
did.
the cue ball. Okay. Well, the fun's starting now. He's frozen on the rail. He has to avoid the 9, make a tough shot, get position. Other than that, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his talent,
Oh,
Jeremy.
yes, that's right. Use your talent. Oh, now I think he might have cut that. It was just a hard shot, but
It went in the thin side.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's what caused the scratch, and that's part of pool. It's going to happen even to the best in the world. Gigantic momentum shift. Shane looking to win the game. Instead, he'll probably lose it. It was a big shot right there. 6-4 is a whole different animal. Ko taking his time smartly. He needs a good angle on the 7 to get down on the 8. Don't just get sloppy here.
Yeah,
Such a nice
sloppiness
cue.
is not really his
No, that's not his
repertoire.
thing. No. They're always looking for that little angle.
I always get a kick out of the way he walks around the table. Just swish,
Just
swish,
sashays
swish.
around,
Yes,
just- yep.
smooth this in,
Oh,
smooth
yeah.
that over,
Like
shoot
he's-
this one.
Like Fred Astaire on eggshells. He just kind of glides around.
If he was playing on the second floor of my house, you'd never
You'd
hear
never
it.
hear it. Nope. You'd never know he's up there.
6-4 score. Donnie Mills, great player.
Mm-hmm.
He,
Sure is. Been
he
a great
cracks
player
me
a
up.
long time. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he comes up to me real serious last night. He goes, I always wondered. I just wanted to ask you something. How low can you hit the cue ball?
How low can you go?
Yeah. It's like, how could you be that good of a player and have a question? I mean, but he was serious. He's got,
Had a little, he wanted to know.
he's got a little Tommy Kennedy brain dysfunction there. Hey, it's John Schmidt.
Wow.
Hey, wow. How'd you draw?
Yeah.
What's little Bergman doing over here? What we got going on? 6-3. I don't know who's on top.
I think Justin's leading 6-3. Wow, yes, he's beating Kevin Chang. Absolute world beater.
Can you see his name? Was he on the top
Yeah,
bar?
Justin's up top there.
Aunt Marcia would love to know. What we got over there with Kachi and Gray, 3-3, I think.
Wow. Looks like a couple power forwards playing pool over there. They're both like 6'5".
I know. We got more tall pool players than we've ever had.
I know. And you know
in my
what's
career.
brutal? They're all using these like 5-inch extensions. They can reach
Right.
everything. And then you got Alex over there, and Ko and even me. I can't reach all those shots. These guys can reach everything.
5-1.
Great break.
5-1. What's up? 3 froze on the rail.
Yeah, 3's
Two's
terrible.
tangled up.
2's tangled up. Pretty unfortunate break there.
Yeah, to have as much success on the break as he did. This is one of those circumstances. You can't even make just one good shot.
Yeah. If it was me, I would push out. I'd push the 4 up against the 3. Possibly. Or I'd push out to right about where he's looking. Can't do anything offensive. You're hooked and they're tangled up. So this will be more of a slow tactical game. If I was Shane, I'd give him this right back. Nothing good can happen from here. Shane, I would think, will give him this back. This is just too difficult to do much. I think Ko might have over-pushed here. I call this over-pushing, where you push out to such a difficult position that the player's just going to give it back. I'm actually shocked Shane's shooting this. Oh,
He's going to give it back. You can't make yourself. Even if Ko makes a good shot from here, you just suck it up.
You could shoot the 2 into the 8 and then let the cue ball fall down behind the 9. And yeah, he gave it back. Yeah, I really didn't like shooting at that shot. I mean, what exactly could you do that's good from here?
Right.
Shane is too smart a player. He's a great one pocket player. He moves good, kicks good. He's good. He's real good. So is this little alien right here. This guy here would not surprise me if he won the whole tournament.
Well, he's playing the shot. I don't think it's safe. I mean, he's really measuring it up.
Yeah, he looks like I think he's ducking. I mean, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Let the 2 capture the... Oh, nice shot. It's not bad from where he was at.
Pat and Jim Conley listening in. Mark Wilson and John Schmidt.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Without your support, it would be a lot tougher to put on these great productions. Nice shot. Co's in big trouble here.
No, I think can he see the edge?
He's going to try to bank this 2 downstream and keep the cue ball up here. I don't think he can do much else. He'd like to hit enough of the 2 to send it down to the other end of the table. Yeah, he's lining up to just put it down the other end. Keep the cue ball down by him. Maybe get Shane behind the 9. Good shot.
Well, these guys just got it down to a science.
Yeah,
They just
such a good
tink.
shot. Yeah,
There, perfect. Just use the 6. Stop it. Freeze it to the rail. Trap him.
yeah, that was a nice shot there. Now, Shane's got a big pocket here with this 8. He might, because the 2's not frozen, he could try to bank this in and let the cue ball fall over to the right for the 3. It's a lot of ifs there, but it's not bad because you're really limited here anyway. Yeah, he's going to make sure. With the new cloth, it's hard to shorten his bank up enough, but I think
Easy to
it's
double kiss it,
right,
that's for
very
sure.
easy to even double kiss scratch. Great camera work there. That was cool to be able to pan in and see that.
It's just never fun to have to play this shot. Naked
what
safety.
a shot. What a shot. He hit that thinner than my bankroll right there. That was
Yes,
amazing.
he did. That is amazing.
That was amazing. That was real easy to chunk that over in front of the pocket and sell out.
Was not easy to get anything more than just to get through the inning safety. That's a great shot to get that far.
That's shooting real straight. And Co doesn't have much from here. I'm not even sure what he's really looking to do here. The 3's in such a bad spot that it's limiting his options here. I think he's gonna play safe here. Uh-oh.
He didn't hit that safety the way he wanted.
Not the end of the world, but
No.
Shane figures to make this 2 the way the 8's laying. He's going to make this 2 ball most likely.
The 3 is
The
so
3 is
ugly.
terrible.
Is he asking if he has a
Yeah, I think he wants a second to look at this.
No, he should know that his light is green, so he does.
He's going to try to draw the cue ball up above the 3 and shoot it down past the side pocket.
Wow.
Well, nicely
Hit it
done.
pretty good.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he really is excited about cutting it down there.
I'm going to learn something here. I don't think he's going to shoot at this. I think he can play a safety here, put the cue ball behind the brown 7, and just bump the 3 over by the 9. Good shot. Nicely done, Shane.
Yeah, that will leave a mark.
Now, Co's going to kick 2 rails around the 6 ball here.
something good can happen if
Yeah,
he hits
yes.
it, but Shane's got the upper hand.
Right.
I mean, I would
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. His first job is to hit the ball and then hope the cue ball can find safety behind something. But Shane's in the driver's seat, 2-game lead, and you got your guy kicking. Tell you what, he could have done worse. The pocket's blocked. Pocket's blocked by the 4-ball.
It's amazing
That-
at modest speed how much you can get away with.
Yes. That actually was about as good as he could have hoped for. I think Shane's trying to cut this on the side. Wow, he's going to fire this 100 miles an hour. Tough shot. Incredibly executed. What a shot and scratch. Oh, nice. The pool gods are looking down on him. Now he's not out of the woods. He has to make a great shot on the 4 tough and has a very small position window on the 6.
He made such a good shot on that
Oh,
3, though.
such a
You
good
just got
shot.
to hit the paint of that thing.
Now, if you level out and roll this 4, you're going to make it probably 7 out of 10. But he's going to elevate and put bottom right-hand English on this to get on the 6. And that's a shot, even for the best player in the world. I would say his make percentage is 5 or 6 out of 10 here. This is on first try conditions, extremely tough. Yeah, he's looking at it a couple times because he knows.
He's going to use the extension, and I approve. That's after you make that good shot, it's easy to have a letdown, and this is that type of shot that can really bite you.
Oh, yes, this is very difficult. When you're shooting from the hip like this and elevating, the difficulty goes way up on the shot. Plus, you're hitting the ball hard, and the pocket plays smaller. He's got his work cut out.
Well, and just the angle that this goes in, the pocket's smaller, too,
That's
because
right.
you've cut off some of the pocket.
That's right. Oh, this is like a 3-iron right here.
This is where the smooth transition.
Right in the heart.
golly.
That just makes me want to go apply at Wendy's right there when I see that, because I can't make that under pressure.
Boy, he stayed with it,
I
too.
know,
He got through the
just
ball.
so
Tip stayed on it.
You know, we talk about all these great players, but really, Shane wins all the tournaments. I think he's the best player in the world. He's American, so maybe I'm a little biased, but if you beat this guy, you deserve it.
Danny Diliberto says it's the best player he's ever seen.
Yep.
And that's going back some ways.
Oh, yeah, sure. And this is his court right here. Center court at the U.S. Open. Feels like his home pool room. He just tortures everybody right here. I've never really seen anything like it. With these fields, to win 5 U.S. Opens in 10 years, with these fields, I just wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it. And 9-ball has a lot of luck in it, you know, so.
Captain America.
Captain America.
7-4. Beastly.
Yeah, this is the Tiger Woods of our sport. In his prime, doing his thing. Deep in the tournament, on the winner's side with the lead. He couldn't draw it up any better. It's exactly how he envisioned this week going. He expects it. He wants it. He makes it happen. My hat's off to him.
He's changing shafts. Is that his break cue?
I think he's going to a plain shaft for his break cue because he's looking for more control. So he's looking for a leather tip instead of maybe a hard tip or something.
Huh. Interesting.
You know, that last out he made right there was just brilliant.
Yeah,
I mean,
the safety on the 3-ball.
Safety was great. The exit, well, he cut a 2-ball in that was quite missable. And then that jacked up 4-ball was an incredible shot.
Yeah.
He just can't play pool better than this.
Into the uninitiated, they think, well, the balls went in.
He moved
Just
your forearm, the ball went in, piece of cake. My buddy did this in college.
Here we go. Brown 7, the wing ball. Just change shafts.
Went right in the hole, and he got a nice rub upstream.
The 4's hanging.
Yes.
Now, he made both the wing and the 1, and he did that several times. And you can see if he does it consecutive times how devastating that is.
Now, here's a tricky little shot. It's a thin cut, and he has to let the cue ball just run into the 3. It's too thin to hold the cue ball, so he's going to have to make a great shot and then get a little bit lucky.
Just full commitment.
Full commitment, right?
Yeah,
make the
just
shot
make the ball.
and run into the 3, and you'll cross that bridge when you get there. First things, make this cut.
He's not going to miss something after this anyway.
No.
It'd be a miracle. You just got to make the 2.
Well, he makes shots like this look routine. This is very missable. As you know, this is cutting a ball
Yes.
kind of blindly to the right.
Oh, made them both.
Yeah, made them both.
And now
got
he's down
position
here.
on 4.
Oh, boy.
He's saying to Ko, you're not coming into my house and beating me. You know who I am?
Not up in here.
Yeah, not up in here. Shane has just executed so good this match. It's mind-boggling. And all the good players will sit around, yeah, I run out like that too. No, you don't. This guy here is
Right,
running
right.
out like just so good. And
I will say this, though. There's 8 players in this tournament that play this elite
of
level.
Of course, yes.
For sure.
Now he's got his work cut out for him. He jacked himself up over this 9, and as you know,
Yeah.
this is trouble. See
He's
how he
in
does.
Such good stroke, though. I just feel like he's going to handle this because he's not right up on the 9.
Yeah, he's just going to just slide the cue ball over to the rail just a couple inches above the side.
Just don't try
Just
to do
to
anything
make,
extra
oh,
with
what
it.
a shot. He put speed on it, which makes the pocket play a lot smaller. That was gutsy. And that tells Ko, man, this guy's fearless. He's in dead stroke. He's not trying to cinch balls in.
Mm-hmm.
High ball, just a little bit of left. Turn the cue ball 2 rails. Nice shot.
Beautiful. Well, another
Yeah.
breaking run out. Just 4 in the match is all.
Yeah, he's playing great. Things are going his way. And he's stepping on Ko's neck right now. And Ko knows he's in trouble here.
Right. You know, changing the shaft, and if that is, in fact, a leather tip, I think his confidence went up a little bit because the miscue definitely hurt. That
Yeah, it
bothered
cost him a couple games, yeah.
And that might have been the synthetic tip
Sure.
there, and so he might have switched.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Getting out on the edge of the ball, you need a leather tip and
Yeah.
some grip. So,
Yeah, he's got plenty of power anyway.
Yeah,
He doesn't need
sure.
to ramp it up with a phenolic tip or whatever it is. SVB gliding along. Ko still very dangerous though.
of course, yes. And you know, Ko's done nothing wrong. Anybody else would be down about 8-1 right now. Ko's done well to win 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
But Tiger Woods is in full flight right here. He is playing perfect, and my hat's off to him because to do this, to play this level of pool, practicing is damn near impossible. To do it against Ko in this arena, this deep in the biggest tournament in America, is really saying something.
Yeah,
And it's a
right.
testament to why we all say this guy's the best player in the world.
It's the brown 7 on the wing. One ball.
Still made the 1 on the side. He's got 2 ways to kill you. He makes the 1 on the side or the corner ball or both.
Not sure what he has here. This would be a super thin combo. I don't know.
I think the way he's flowing right now, he wants to shoot at it. He wants to run another rack. Yeah, he's figuring out if the cue ball can miss the pink 4. He's shooting at this mark.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you're really in stroke, when you start flicking these combos in with outside English and betting the whole game on the shot.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a dead combination. He has to back cut the 2 ball.
No, he doesn't like it for sure.
If he's going to miss a shot, it would be this one right here. Big test right here. See how he does. What a shot.
Oh, wow. Well, oh, no worries. He just deal with that when he gets there. Getting past that last shot, that was something
That
else.
was incredible. I was really hoping Shane hit the Powerball the other day so he would just quit coming to these events and I could maybe win a match. When I saw that it wasn't him, I was like, damn it. Punch out off the rail here.
Can you imagine if he did? He'd probably be even tougher.
I know he'd
you
probably be wolfing at people. I'll just play a set for $50 billion. What do you want to do? Now he's going to punch around. Well, can he stop there? Oh, okay, he can stop there and play the 6. Nice. Yeah, he's it's a runaway train right now. I went to a psychologist and I said, I want to play like Shane Van Boening. And he looked at me and he said, it can't be done. Get out of my office.
Here
It
we
just
go.
can't be done.
Another flurry from Shane Van Boening, and it's unfinished.
Yeah, he's just playing brilliant.
9-4 is our score.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, you could have never convinced me 10 years ago that players would be playing with cues with these 6-inch extensions and carbon fiber shafts, but Shane loves his new cue, his carbon fiber shaft. He says it plays amazing, and it looks like the wave of the future.
Mm-hmm.
The tree huggers out there will love that. We won't be cutting down any more wood anymore to make shafts.
Next thing you know, they'll be making them with 3D printers.
Right, exactly.
941, Shane Van Boening, 872 for Co. In case you forgot who Shane was playing.
You know, but in Co's defense, things have went right for Shane. When you break the balls and you have a look at the lowest ball on the table 4 or 5 times in a set, that's a little fortunate, but then you have to be Shane Van Boening to be able to execute well enough to take advantage of those layouts.
Right.
And he's done that. He's done his job tonight.
Well, it's always admirable when you know that somebody works so hard,
Right.
and then they earn something, and
Right.
it comes to them. And the nature of 9-ball doesn't always come to
Right,
you.
right, sure.
Leading 9-4.
All right, here we go.
Far from over this match. 9-4. I've seen many people come back from here.
3-ball on the wing. Oh, they came apart a little differently.
Yes, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but that was a...
The one shot in, though, it's long gone. So 2's covered up.
Shane will be pushing out here. This is where I like to just tie something up. And, you know, you've got your opponent 9-4 down. Just tie it up, slow the pace.
Yes.
Make him come to the table, scratching his head a little bit.
Take the air out of the ball.
That's right. Take the air out of the ball, exactly.
Schmidt's bow-constricted move right
That's
there.
right. That's right. Well, it's going to be hard to tie anything up here.
Yeah.
So the push out, he's probably going to push out to the bottom right hand over where Co's at. Oh no, he's going to, I bet you he's going to put the 7 onto the 6.
Oh.
No, he's not either.
They go behind
Well,
his
I'm really
back.
surprised here. Freezing it to the rail, too. I'm giving this right on back to Shane. I mean, what could you do here?
Can he fan it? And
Can
then
he, well, I mean, he could be in the NBA too, but I'm not. I'm not seeing that. I don't think he's supposed to shoot at this mark.
when I meant
he's looking to
fan
make
it thin for safe.
Wow.
I would overcut it and just try to let the cue ball come down between the 3 and the 8.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is if you're off a few millimeters,
Oh, yeah.
you run into the
Yeah.
3 or the 8. Oh, I don't like him. He's kicking at this ball.
Yeah, you can kick it
Now
that
I
way.
can see that.
Stiffen it up with a little bit of left.
Oh, no. No. He'll just shoot it right in with left English, frozen off the rail, and go 4 rails for perfect shape.
Oh, my.
I mean, I cannot put into words how incredible of a shot that
Yeah.
was under the circumstance. Now, the crowd smartly acknowledges that shot and is clapping.
Well, just unbelievable.
That's such a difficult shot. I didn't even consider it, and that's why I'm out of the tournament.
No, I wouldn't say that. These guys
That-
are otherworldly.
That was the shot of the match so far. was an unbelievable shot he made right there. Wow. He wanted a little angle to go from this 4 to the 5. It looks like he's out of line here, but this is about what he needed. If he comes back to win this match, we will remember that shot. That was one of the best shots I've ever seen down 9-4 in a match of this magnitude. Great shot. Perfect cue ball.
Yeah, in case anybody forgot and thought maybe this guy's out of it, guess again.
I really need Trump to hurry up and build that wall. These guys just got to quit coming over here and beating the crap out of us. I mean, the shot he just made, I've never seen anybody shoot a shot like that under this pressure and just fire it in with spin. He spun the ball
Around
off
and
the
through
rail,
all kinds of
missed
traffic.
like all kind of traffic. It just, I thought the combination he made game 2 was something, but that was mind-boggling.
Extension.
Bergman now ahead 8-4.
Oh my goodness, I talked him up for half an hour and then he chunked it. Well, pool's a tough game. You're going to do things like that sometimes. Even the best in the world, he's got to try to execute a nice safety here.
Be on the other side of the 7,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, just hooking. Well, not bad. Oh, he's got to be disgusted after hitting the greatest shot I've ever seen and then not finishing the rack off. That's about as dejected as you'll ever see him, or as emotional as you'll ever see him. Just a little eye roll. Yeah, this has been a display of offense that is just otherworldly. I've seen Gray. I'm not easily impressed. I've watched the best players in the world for 20 years. This is some of the best pool I've ever seen right now.
Oh, for sure. Me too. I went to dinner and was texting like, you cannot believe it. Now Chang's getting ready to play. I can't wait.
2-rail kick this ball up table. The cue ball stays down here. Perfect. Perfectly executed.
Did
and
he
hooks
snooker him too? Oh,
yes,
my.
Captain America.
Captain America did a dance step. He was so pleased with himself. He did a little jumping.
Yeah, he's going to have to jump. And Shane's a gigantic favorite to win this game, to get on the hill. Even as good as this guy jumps the ball, he's not a favorite to make this. This is just a blind stab shooting from the hip. You just can't really tell where you're aiming when you're shooting down like this. Of course, it goes right in the heart. I mean, that's just an amazing shot.
Golly.
I mean, really. Wow, he has made 2 shots this rack. He's thinking, I have to make shots like this to win one game. That was a good shot right there. He hit it a little too firm, but I think he's going to be okay.
I think that's why. He wanted to let the
he wanted to let it
flow.
go. That's right.
Yeah.
Let it go. Now he's got his work cut out here. He has to hit this with just a fraction of left English to avoid coming down and scratching, or get the speed right with 12 o'clock on the cue ball. Either way, tougher than it looks. Nice touch. Mark, this guy can play here. Most people would faint in this position the way Shane played it. He's like, I'm not done yet. I'm Captain Taiwan. Look at him.
Yeah.
Just ice. Yep.
As cool as could be.
Oh,
no
totally.
problem. You know, sometimes he has to play his brother, a match even tougher than this, I guess. That's how he feels.
Yeah, this is, he's used to this.
Can you imagine how brutal it'd be for you if these guys, then come up here and handle the microphone and just start being funnier and speaking real clear. Schmidt won't have anything left.
I know, I have nothing to do.
Or Schmidt.
No. No, they're amazing players, and the way they handle pressure is admirable.
You just have to admire their dedication. That's all it is. They just work at it and work at it and work at it. And you know they just play nonstop.
Oh, yeah. You know. Well, it's a culture thing, and their country they're kind of sponsored more by their country. They're like a national hero there, and,
right.
and they have a lot of support from their culture and their country and their government. You know, and I think it's just a different mindset. It's they're just bred to be killers right from the beginning in their pool career.
Oh, yeah, they're on billboards and TV shows and stuff, but you have groupies too, right, John?
All my groupies. Somebody asked me if I have groupies. I do. They're all 60-year-old men with chili stains on their shirt, but I've got them. Looking to make the brown 7 in the bottom right-hand corner. He got away with it, though.
He kind of came across a little more, didn't he?
Tough layout here. Extremely tough 2-ball. He has to come across table, miss the 6, miss the side pocket, and fall on the 3. Just could not be a harder shot to start with. But if anybody can handle it,
yeah,
it's this guy.
3 rails around?
Well,
I think
he might hit this with middle left and go around, but I mean, you know, the difficulty level of that is just super high. I think that's what he's doing. Boy, this will be a flashy shot right here. Wow.
6-ball.
Oh, he doesn't want to hit the 6.
It was just up that high. He got a lot out of it, and he pocketed the ball fairly cleanly, so it wasn't like he chunked it in there. It was just that hard of a shot.
A very hard shot. Well, what are you going to do here, Mark? Believe me, the way he's hitting them, he's considering fanning this ball in the pocket and going around the table 4 rails. Yep, he's shooting at it, I think. Oh, no, he's playing safe. He's playing safe. Pretty smart shot there. How'd he hit it?
Wow. Really good from there.
Yeah. Shane knows that if he hits the 3, he's got a chance to move the 9 and luck it in.
Look at that. Good safety, though.
Yes, it was.
That defangs Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got him exposed. You just got to hit it and do the most he can with it. But just solid impact. That's about all you have.
Yeah, hit the 3. Hope for the best. All you can do.
It's not very often where these guys are playing just to hit the ball, but in this case, that's all he's got left.
Yeah, he's got a half a chance to make the 9 off the 4 in the side, up in the corner. Mm-hmm. If he hits this 3, I bet this 9 goes for a little trip.
You can't super blast it, though, because you're bouncing because you're so close. So you're just going to have to go medium speed.
Yeah, he doesn't have to hit the 3. This would be very easy to whiff this ball.
He tagged it pretty square.
Yeah, nice shot.
Yep.
I'm going to leave a shot for Cole to get started.
Yep. He's rewarded for his good safety play because that was a dandy safety from where he was at.
Well, Coe's definitely taken the worst of the rolls this match. I mean, there's been a few times when the balls have jiggled around and he didn't get a shot. But Shane's played incredible, too.
Yeah.
They both have, really. And this has been like an instructional video on how to play perfect 9-ball. Decision-making, execution, courage under fire. Nah,
no good.
Is he okay there?
Yeah,
Can he
just
hold
stop.
this?
Yeah, just stop. He's fine.
Q-Wall's not going to move over to the right too much on him.
He's just going to switch on over here, and then he just 1 reel.
Yeah, that's right.
Spin
Draw
back,
it.
get on
This will be pretty. This will be pretty. Little low right English here.
Yep.
Go right between the 9 and the rail. a 7 to the 9 is a tough transition. You got to hit that pretty good.
I know he's 7 to the 9.
Yeah, 7 to the 9.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to pay a little attention there.
Just check it up back of the side pocket there. And then he's going to take a look.
Now, myself, I might turn this cue ball with right English to get it to lay right where he's going to put his stick so that he can go around the 9 off the 7. And this adds a little difficulty to the 6, but it makes the rest of the rack come together nicely. And this is, again, why he has such a high pool IQ. Most people, I'll just make the 6 and I'll figure out what I want to do with the 7 later. But he smartly lays the cue ball over there.
Right.
And now the transition to the 9, actually he got...
But it's okay.
He's still okay, though.
Right, because he can play it in the far corner pocket. He can play. He's not going to take a chance. If he doesn't like this angle at all, he just glided over.
Yeah, see, now you're playing shape on 6 pockets when you hit it like that, and that was intelligent.
Yeah, you're not getting a cupcake when you play low toe here.
No, he's a monster. He played brilliant on me.
Yes. 9-6. Oh, yeah, Shane's swatting at these. Knows it's not over with at all.
I find it amazing that human beings can play pool this good. You're hitting a stick into a ball, into another ball, into a target, and there's deflection and spin and all this stuff. And if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would never believe that a person could play pool at this level.
Right.
It seems physically impossible if you think about all the intricacies and difficulties of the game. Because most games you're hitting a stick into a ball. That's tough enough. But this is a stick into a ball, into a target, and then the deflection's a whole other animal.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. The human mind is powerful that you can get this good at pool. 9-6, we got quite a match here. Most people would just fold up the way Shane's played, but Ko's fighting back. Tenacious competitor, tons of big wins under his belt. He knows he's a world beater, and he's not going to give up. Look at the look on his face of complete determination.
5 ball on the wing. 1 ball found the side.
Oh, the 2.
Is it compliant?
Oh, the 4 hooked him.
Oh.
Maybe not. Maybe. Oh, the 4. Yeah. Was it compliant?
I have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That's just
Now,
a
that's
word.
unfortunate. You know, he didn't get a shot there. Totally disgusting. Justin Bergman leading 8-5. I'm pulling for Justin. He's a fellow American player, one of my favorite players. And he's tearing through the B side like a champ. And believe me, he's dismantling a great player in Kevin Chang.
Extension.
Ko is jumping this ball.
From this range.
Wow,
Oh,
from
my.
this range, the 2 can bounce off the table. Oh, it's going to cut him close to going in. Oh, my goodness. Now Shane has to jump. Look at him. He's completely shocked he didn't make it.
No, right.
I'm like just thrilled to
Right.
hit the thing. And he's going, how did that not go in?
This isn't that easy of a shot because, one, it's hard to play position from it.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, Shane figures to make it, but where the cue ball lays afterwards,
Right.
we'll see.
It's got to hit half and half,
Half
here and
ball.
just hit the point and let the
Yes.
cue ball just hope for the best.
He wants it to come around the 9 and the 6, around 2 rails.
Yeah, half and half.
Oh, look at this. How's he rolling here? Oh, it's going to end up perfect.
Goodness
Captain
gracious.
America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's,
Big sigh of relief there. What a shot that was.
But, Shane has put himself in position to get some rolls by playing great.
You got to be at the table to get a
That's
roll.
right. That's right. So now you need to finish this rack off. He's not out of the woods yet.
Oh, you cannot have a letdown after that great shot.
No.
Look at where he got the
Nice
cue ball
shot
here.
there.
That was.
That was a lot harder than he made it look.
Yeah.
I've never liked it when commentators, say, well, he's out from here like it's easy. If that was the case, we'd just rack him up. Wouldn't make him shoot him. It's not that easy.
No, that's purely commentator ego trying to pretend that he can play like that.
Right.
No, I know better.
Yeah, no, these are great players, and Pool's a very hard game. And even these 3 balls right here, you have to get on the right side of the 8, bear down, keep your focus.
Just whisker, just blink and see what happens.
Yep.
And little Co is super dangerous for Bear.
Right.
It's not like he's coming along peaceful and just going along with it.
No, you're having to tase him and handcuff him and everything else. Well, Shane's going to move ahead 10-6. What an incredible display of pull we've been able to witness here.
Big horse on the hill.
The way Co has played against anybody normal humans, he would be ahead 10-6. He finds himself in a 10-6 deficit, and he's played magnificently.
Fierce competitor.
Yes. What a great arena. I mean, it's well lit, great table. The crowd's in tight.
Yeah, we just gonna need some more seating though.
Right, this room is packed with people. I don't know if you can see it on the,
What I'm saying is if we could go up a couple more rows,
yes.
that would really be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Eight-6, Kevin Chang breaking and trailing. Outer table action, Grabe and Kachi going on. 5-4.
Kachi's down 5-4 with Grabe at the table, and that Grabe can. I mean, obviously he played a great set the other night, but I've watched him play other sets. He's a monster player.
You can see it. 5 on the wing. 5's in the bottom of the pocket.
Cue ball took the subway.
Oh, snowball got loose.
Took the subway. That's going to cost him a rack. And you have to risk the scratch, because when you're cut breaking, you are going to scratch sometimes. So Shane did nothing wrong there. Just the ball's kind of spitting at him there. Co has a difficult layout, the 2-3. It's kind of tangled up. He's going to have to play a combination and then get shape on the 2. Right there is where he needs to get. That way he can cut the 2 to the left, and the cue ball will bounce off the rail and come back over for shape.
Extension.
Co smartly using his extension here.
Yeah, this is the big shot. He has to land just right on this combination, and he must get out here to have any chance. A ton of pressure on him. But as you know, Mark, you're a great professional player. You've played a lot of tournament pool. You know that in this position, Co, we call it the give-up stroke, where the heat's off you because it just looks pretty imminent that you're going to lose. And Shane figures to win. So the only thing Shane can do is mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of go into this mode of, let's loosen up, see what happens. I figured I'm going to lose anyway. And players are dangerous from that position.
No, I think the great players think of it like this. you're not going to really do well in one of these tournaments unless you steal a match like
Right.
this. So they look at it as opportunity.
That's right.
Here I can do something
Yes,
special.
yes.
This will be memorable.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to be fun.
It'll be heroic to win from here.
Right.
Yes,
There's nothing
yes.
to lose.
Right.
So
That's exactly right.
it's my opportunity to shine. And amazingly,
Mm-hmm.
you can sometimes make it happen when you
Yes,
think that
and,
way.
and if he does come back and win this match, you talk about a big momentum for him. I would pity his next opponent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if you win one like this,
Right.
then you win 11-4.
Right.
Then you're off and
And
running.
then you're off and running.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going through one of these tournaments unscathed and just skate through wire to wire every match.
From here, though, the way Shane's playing, and he's on the hill 10-6, he is kind of mathematically almost a lock to be in the finals because he has 2 barrels to get into the finals, and the way he's playing, he is going to be a terror to stop. Ko is going to have to do something magical to stop him.
Shane might not get another tournament.
That's right.
Here's what's going to happen. The kid's not going to run all the way out. But if he wins, Shane's going to kick tough twice, and the kid's going to win.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen if the kid does win.
Mm-hmm.
So, 10-7. But Shane has this going for him. If any misfortune strikes, doom. So the kid's, can't have any bad luck. But if he doesn't have any bad luck, he's got a great chance.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, though, you'd like to be ahead 10-7 with the cut break, because that cut break, you can't just stop the cue ball. So Ko has to beat a lot of unlucky rubs from here on out.
True. But that's how Shane got there, too.
That's right.
So, same deal.
Our good buddy Ricky Bryant doing a nice job reffing, racking those balls like a surgeon, wearing the gloves like he should be, keeps the balls polished and nice and clean so they don't skid. This event is just run very professionally and run right. Great job with Pat Fleming and the whole crew. Anytime Pat's involved, it's done right.
Yeah. Amen. Thank goodness.
We have refs racking the balls for all the players, and the nice racks from Chris Renfro. Outsville rack. They're great.
Templates.
Yep. Everything is very professional. You know what time you play. Huge money added.
Balls are polished.
Balls are polished. As a player, we can't ask for anything more.
Cut break, 6 on the wing.
Uh-oh. Nice. Okay, where's the 2?
It's right by the cue ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's got to make a tough backwards cut into the side pocket. It's never easy. This is very difficult, and it doesn't carry position.
He's looking at just a little chip draw down to the end rail.
And then accept a tough shot in the side. Smart, though, because he knows if he misses the 2 and leaves the cue ball on this back rail, Shane's coming to the table with probably something long and tough.
Or maybe nothing.
Or maybe nothing,
ball,
right. This is where your fundamentals have to be good, because if you flinch through the stroke, you produce more deflection than you anticipate. See how smooth he was? If he flinches there, then he hits the 2 heavy because the cue ball jumps sideways off his stick because he hit it too hard with the flinch stroke. So that smooth backswing really made that shot possible.
Really good work on that 2 ball.
Yes. Yes, that was a great shot.
Now if he can float this into the side, everything else right before him.
Nice shot there.
Boy.
Much harder than it looked. A little kill stroke.
That's what I was talking about, his finesse. They just swish. Here we go.
Yeah.
Just run out.
He's going to follow forward here. There's a little angle. He's going to find himself 10-8 down and breaking if he can manage to get through this rack.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of focus. The only way he wouldn't, he got through all the hard stuff.
Yeah, that shot on the side was great. The shot on the other side was great.
Right.
Now he just wants to draw this back 3-4 inches.
Nice break and run out here.
Yes, it was. I mean, Shane has played unhuman pool, and he's only ahead by 10-8. That's a testament to the greatness
And
of Ko Ping-Chung.
well, I mean, get this. Shane has broken run 5 times in this set.
Right. I mean, they're both playing over 900 tournament performance average, which is just beyond world class.
This reminds me of like a Rhodesian Ridgeback dog that attacks lions.
Yes.
You know, I mean, just fearless.
Fearless, exactly.
Shane's broken run 5 times, and you didn't quit.
Yep.
Nope.
Shane could not have played any better. Most people he would have beat 10-2 the way he's played. But Ko Ping-Chung didn't come 9,000 miles to assault the rails.
No.
Oh, what a match. 10-8 and breaking.
Yeah. Feels like we're tied.
It feels like we're tied, and there's a lot of heat on Shane because Shane knows I'm going to get one more chance here to win the game.
Yep.
And this is a gigantic winner side match that puts him down into, I believe, 5th, 6th.
One ball found the side.
Oh, the cue ball's going to hit. No, he's going to have to shoot a long, tough shot on the 2. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. He smiles a little bit. Big Ko, completely relaxed. He's looking at Facebook.
Right.
No worry.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead, little brother. Run out.
Now, this is, I mean, anybody that plays pool knows how hard this is. He's on the rail, long shot. He has to roll it in and then accept a long shot on the 3 if he's able to pocket this ball. In this circumstance, this is about as tough as it gets right here. Got to hold your head still, smooth backswing, and just splits the pocket. My goodness, what a shot.
Wow.
What a shot. That's a testament to the diamond table, how level it is, too. If that ball would have rolled off at all, he would have missed it.
One piece late.
Mm-hmm. Another tough shot here. Long shot, a little bit of cut to it. You got to kind of hold the cue ball. Can't really let your stroke out here. You got to kind of smooth this in with some left English. Basically, this is harder than it looks.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Very missable. Stayed still. Hit the heart of the pocket.
What a shot.
Just gliding along.
Just glides it in. Another long, tough shot here. Very missable. I mean, nothing easy.
Me and you were flinching in the booth.
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
Yeah.
We want something a little closer.
No, yeah. This is very missable. Just spears it right in. Yep.
And Shane rubbing his forehead, realizing it's going to be a second consecutive break and run out.
Yeah, this is a bad little dude right here, I'm telling you. The Taiwanese are the top Taiwanese players. Well, they play pool like Shane Van Boening is what they do. There's about 8 of them that play in that range. And this guy's a monster, too.
Right. Republic of China, Taipei.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go. 10-9. Oh, yeah. Shane knows he's never out of it. He's never felt comfortable.
I keep saying it, but
it was 10-6 moments ago,
you just
right?
can't play better pool than this. The standard is just becoming
sick.
It's sick, yeah.
Well, it's unprecedented standards.
Unprecedented. I was just at the straight pool tournament in New York, and I mean, 125 and out happened like 5 times. There was, and the field was just, all 300 ball runners. It was insane.
I was watching on the scores, and one day Torsten had 125 and out, and the next day he went like 144.
Right.
Against somebody. Three matches in a row.
I got beat by a 20-year-old from Poland that hit me with 2 innings. And I mean, 15 years ago, they didn't even know the rules to straight pool. They never even heard of it in Poland, really. They didn't play it, and now they're masters.
Yeah.
So Bergman moves ahead 9-7 in a huge match.
Yeah, it is.
He's a fierce competitor. Wouldn't
He is,
surprise
too.
me at all if he wins the whole tournament. He can play like these guys that we're watching right now.
That'd be great.
Yep.
breaking.
Ko, in this position, with this momentum, I would almost say he's a favorite from here. He needs two, and Shane needs one, but he's breaking the balls. I would almost make him the favorite.
Wing ball shot in like a bullet.
Yep, and he's going to have a shot on the
Now,
one.
hold it
Oh,
just a
no, he
second.
just
No,
fouled.
he-
Oh, my goodness.
He needs did
he
the three
foul?
get over? The three.
Oh, I guess he's okay.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
position on the two, quite difficult. A lot of traffic. The 2 to the 3 is quite difficult. This will be a brilliant out if he can pull this off.
I'd say.
Yeah, if anybody could do it, it's this guy. But he's got a
He's
lot
got
of
to
work.
do some thinking here.
He's going to have to draw the cue ball around the 3. This will be a pretty shot. A lot of spin. He's going to have to elevate, hit the 1 through the thick side of the pocket. He's got all kind of problems.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of the pace out of the cue ball
Right.
too. And well, he does have a zone to get into.
Well, he might level out and cut it through the thin side of the pocket. Actually, if he can do that,
If we
that's
could
the
get
shot.
the overhead here real quick, that would be great. Because I don't know if we got time to get the overhead.
I think
but if we
he
can.
levels out, Mark, and cuts it through the left side of the pocket. But he's afraid of the cue ball hitting the 3. And he's really in a
There's
tough
the
spot
overhead.
here.
We were talking about getting over, and he has to get out in here to have an access route.
He hit it great. Look
Oh,
at the
my.
shot. How'd he hit it? Now
He's
bounce
got
off
the
that
angle
rail a little bit.
a little thin, though.
Now the work starts. To get on this 3 ball is difficult to say the least. Pocketing the 2 is tough enough, but he has to hit this with a ton of left English.
And go in between the
Right.
5 and 9.
Right, and on new cloth, as you know, you're going to get a lot of push and deflection that you have to factor in. This is as tough as it gets.
Yeah, the 2 is quarter inch off the rail.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you hit it thick or thin,
Right.
that's going to change.
That's right, Mark. Exactly. And he needs a ton of left on this to avoid hitting the
You
4.
prefer to clip the 9, though, if you can make sure.
Oh, my
What
goodness.
a shot.
I mean, that's...
What a shot. Whoa. World-class pool,
Yeah,
Johnny.
that's... I'm happy when I hit a shot like that in practice. To do that right now is the stuff of legends. I mean, what he did right there, he made look so easy. And there's a reason this guy's on the side of buildings where he
Wow.
lives.
Just unreal. You know, it's truly going to be a shame that anyone loses
Right,
this
there is no
match.
loser in this match. We
Well,
just got to see great
right.
pool and
The other guy just ran out of time is all that's going to happen.
Like Scotty Townsend used to say, my good buddy, he goes, I've never really been beat. I've just ran out of money a few times. I always thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, good
Oh,
fighting
the
spirit.
level of pull that we're watching here. I mean, they're both shooting over 900, which, one guy's shooting 900 is impressive, but when you do it,
Yeah.
when somebody else is firing a 900 at you, he's got to hit this real good and land on the 6 just right. Just gonna get there. I'll tell you what, this cue ball, he has to really dig down into this cue ball to avoid clipping the 7. That you can miss cue here, you can
Yeah.
miss this ball. Tougher than it looks. See how he does.
Oh,
Great shot, great
He really
shot.
used the thick
Yes.
side of the pocket
Yes.
there, though. That was a great shot.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Oh, a hill match.
4 racks from... I don't even remember how he got started. I know he's broken around 3 consecutive
Wow.
ones here.
Boy, Shane's got to be sick.
A lot of momentum. Big Co back to Facebook, checking in. No, he's on Tinder. Oh, okay. Look at this. Here's our stats. 88 balls pocketed apiece, 7 errors apiece, 926 apiece. The score's 10-10.
Wow.
Oh, man. I didn't think anything get better than the last match.
This is just a breathtaking performance by both players. Really a shame that one of them have to lose. I am pulling for Shane. He's an American player, so I am a little biased. Nothing against Ko, but pulling for Shane. Shane, I hope you don't have an adjustable rate on that house you just bought.
At the break. Yeah, magnificent by both players.
Right.
These are the matches. This isn't work to commentate.
No, this is fun. I'm glad you invited me up here. I have a better seat. I can see really good.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is just pure fun.
You know, these two are as good at what they do as LeBron James is at basketball or Tiger Woods is at golf. And one of these days, the corporate world's going to figure that out, because what we're witnessing right here is unbelievable skill.
Really special. 3 ball in the wing. 3 balls in the pocket. The 1 ball's in the pocket.
Two's going to dress up by the side.
Where's the one? Past the side just a little bit. I don't think he can. Can he cut it?
I think he can cut it in, but the cue ball's going to have to run into the 8.
Cue ball would be hot as could be if he cuts it in.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like he can do that.
I'm not even sure that if he does, it's going to either the cue ball's going to hit the 7 or the 8.
He can shoot it in the corner. A tough shot, but he can pocket it in the corner, and he'll get position on the 4. He is. If anybody can handle this scenario, it's this guy. He's the favorite from here, but boy, he's going to have to execute.
Oh, if he goes in the corner, yeah, he could.
This, Mark, is where the million hours of practice and dedication and focus has to shine right here. You have to let your subconscious work and just trust your arm and your body. He has to make a great strike right here, and then he's going to have to accept a tough 4 ball, even if he manages to make a great shot on this 2.
Now, this is what I drove 900 miles to watch.
Right. My heart would be jumping out of my face right now. What a shot. Just smooths it right in.
He got a little funny. John.
Way funny.
Yeah.
He might have to go 2 rails with high right English and try to, well, I just can't see the exact angle. He's looking down the barrel, but he's in trouble here.
Yeah, I think he maybe just straight top spin.
And just try to go 2 rails towards the 5.
If you it depends on how you catch the pocket is the deal.
Well, and it's not a guarantee to make the 4. I mean, this is a tough shot, as you know. It's a long shot with spin.
No, he's stunning.
He's punching it.
Looks like it. Nope. Straight top. I
mean, how good of a shot was that with inside English?
Oh, boy.
And now
looks like he's
got
going
a chance.
out.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's got a chance. This is the whole shot of the match right here. If he makes this, he figures to win. And he knows it. He has to settle himself down right here.
We said that on every ball.
Yeah, but this is really the last one that he figures will be super tough. He's going to hit this kind of smooth and let the pocket help him. Oh, man, what a performance. Just pocketed right in the heart. Great shot. Wow, he just stole this match from outer space. Well, pool fans, if this hasn't been entertaining,
oh my,
you need to take 2 weeks off and quit, because I'll tell you what, I've been around a long time. I'll remember this match. Oh, man, Shane's got to be thinking, how good you got to play to win.
Just a little 5 and out. That's all.
Wow.
But you got to tip your hat. This has been remarkable.
Yeah, remarkable.
Memorable. What a great match.
And that's about as excited as you'll see this guy.
Yeah, thank you. Big Ko, yeah, a lot of energy. Yeah, something special had to happen.
I think you can understand how I got beat by this guy last night. It's all starting to come together now.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, like my wife Kathy says, if you didn't like that, there must be something wrong with you.
That's right.
This has just been a tremendous performance. Captain America did nothing wrong. What was it? Look at the final TPA, 926 to 933. That's all.
Incredible pull. It was a thrill and an honor for me to do this with you, Mark. So long, everybody.
All right, this has been an Accu-Stats video presentation of world-class elite pool. Ra Hanna will be with the winner and interpreter down on the floor momentarily. And so on behalf of Mark Wilson, John Schmidt, drive safely and good night.
Ra Hanna standing here with Ping-Chung, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Did you ever think you was going to come back when you were down 5 racks?
你是不是有想过说你落后5局的时候，你有没有想过你会追回来？
我只想说把握每一次机会，那我也没有想说会真的到后面都没有失误的这样。
你再说一次。
好，我想说把握每一次机会，那我也没想说会赢。
He just take every chance when he up to the table, and he doesn't think too much.
1 rack at a time. Good shooting. It's Accu-Stats, Ping-Chung. He might be little, but this guy's a giant. Stay tuned. We'll be back.